last call for Floston Paradise. Hurry up.
The tickets?
ID, please.
Sorry,
There.
here or...
Thank you.
Mr. Dallas,
Yeah.
congratulations on winning the contest.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry for the mess.
The mess?
Garbage.
All right.
Ah, chachahamas.
Woo! Made it! Ha! I was so afraid I wasn't going to make this flight, so I sent David here to come and pick up my boarding pass. But now David has to go. Thank you. Bye. I am Corbin Dallas.
Please report infractions immediately to the spaceport authority.
And this is?
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Yeah.
Multipass.
Multipass. You know this is Multipass. Lila Dallas, my wife. We're newlyweds. Just met.
Multipass.
You know how it is. Bump into each other, sparks happen. Yeah, she knows it's a Multipass. Yeah, anyway, we're in love.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Have you ever been in an institution? Cells.
Cells.
Do they keep you in a cell? Cells.
Cells.
When you're not performing your duties, do they keep you in a little box? Cells.
This causes it. This causes it. This causes it. Information overload. All the electronics around you poisoning the airwaves.
You are listening to the High Tech Low Life podcast, a cyberpunk media retrospective. High Tech Low Life contains language and themes not suitable for all audiences, as well as spoilers for the content being covered. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the High Tech Low Life podcast with your hosts, Eric and Josh. I'm definitely not Josh.
And I am 100% not Eric.
So it's time. It's time for part 2 of The Fifth Element, which is a little bit of a weirder intro than usual because we recorded the entire podcast in one fell swoop, but we're recording an intro a week later.
Yeah, we realized like an hour in to our recording last week, hey, this is going to take more than another hour. So
Definitely.
Let's just plan on that and, move ahead.
We wanted to keep the episodes tight, keep them tight and clean.
And for that movie is not in any way tight.
No,
So
it's not a tight film. So we'll talk about that in the past, in the future. But first we're going to talk about the...
We will and have. We will and haven't spoken of that.
Yes. First we have to talk about what happened in the week since we recorded that. Anything of note?
Well, I would say our number one, kind of follow-up dystopia topic is that Hollaback girl went down to El Salvador.
Hollaback. I'm not getting the... Van Hollen?
Van Hollen, is that right? Okay, sure.
I guess that's kind of in the realm.
I don't know.
Given Gwen Stefani's recent post, had she gone to El Salvador, would not have been for a good reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a picture, a photo op.
Or a mission trip.
Yeah. Cool.
But Senator Van Hollen did go down there, and that's pretty dope, right?
And he is doing well off of it in terms of publicity. He was on apparently all of the fucking Sunday morning news shows today.
I feel like we can take credit because we did ask him for it. And granted, that episode hadn't aired yet when he announced it, but a couple hours later, he announced it.
I think even beyond that, we've been talking for weeks about how we just want at least one of them to do one thing.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that.
So I feel like we can get a little credit.
It's just nice. It's the bare minimum. And it sucks to be so enthusiastic about the bare minimum. But when nobody's doing the bare minimum, it's exciting when someone finally does.
Yeah. Yeah, so that went well. It was apparently dressed up by the El Salvadoran government, where there were
they're trying to make it look like like they're at a
spa. Yeah, with some glasses of water with cherries in them. So, I mean, I was personally hoping that somebody would start choking, and then they'd start slapping some buttons on a table, and a fuck pet would come out.
Tying it in, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, honestly. But of course, everything that any fascist fucking dictatorship does is embarrassing when you look at it from the outside, and so it's not surprising. But I appreciated the way Van Hollen has been very transparent about what went on down there. That's his name, right? I'm not fucking.
Yes, I believe you're correct. For some reason I was thinking it was Hollenbeck.
Okay.
Probably from, something totally unrelated I read, 2 days
That's
ago.
a name that sounds familiar. So,
yeah.
But yeah, he's been pretty clear, and he's been making the rounds and just stating the obvious thing, which is that people need due process. Whether or not this guy is guilty doesn't matter. It needs to be proven before we can subject. I mean, I would also argue that even if he's found guilty, that there's punishments that don't fit the crime. But that feels like asking for a penny and getting turned down, and then asking someone to write you a check for $1,000. So whatever.
Speaking of which, can I get $1,000?
No, but
all right,
we'll give you $10,000.
Oh, okay, cool.
Anyway, I guess that's good. I also wanted to mention, it does sound like RFK Jr. is on some eugenics shit.
Yeah, obviously.
That's pretty dystopian.
I'm okay. In my mind, I'm picturing the meme of the astronaut pointing the gun at the other astronaut. Always has been.
Yeah.
Pretty clearly. And shockingly, a guy who was born 3/4 of the way to home from third thinks that eugenics shit is good because he made it.
Yeah, but not just born on third base with a good lead.
Yeah.
And speaking of baseball references, he said that all these autistic kids, there's so many autistic kids, and none of them will ever write poetry. Okay. Have you ever been to a web forum in the early 2000s? And none of them will ever play baseball. And for that, I say, Google any interview with Zach Greinke.
Yeah.
And you will see an obvious, I don't know what he's been diagnosed with, but he's clearly neurodivergent in some way. And he's a baseball legend.
Yeah.
I love that man so much.
Yeah. It's, I had put that whole fucking thing from 2-3 days ago out of my mind. Deeply fucking offensive.
Deeply offensive. And I feel like, neurodivergent people might get lost in the shuffle a little bit because there's so much danger facing immigrants right now and trans people, which I fully
fuck
that. Yeah. I mean, I'm worried about the neurodivergent people and the autistic kids because I don't know. I'm worried about everybody.
Yeah. Me too. It's not great. Shit. I had something half a second ago. One thing that I saw that was really fun is that one of the checklist items for whether or not our undocumented immigrants, or even at this point, fully documented people who are here very legally, can be shipped off to, the middle of nowhere, Central America, is media coverage of their activities and their relation to organized crime, terrorist groups, et cetera, which it's really funny when what happens is that ICE arrests somebody and they immediately say, oh, they're a gang member, to the news. So that ICE accusing them of a thing becomes part of the evidence of them being a thing.
Yeah. That's not how it should work.
It's a very good system, and I'm sure it works 100% of the time.
Another thing that bothers me I guess kind of thought of in the moment is that the worst case scenario for these deportations is so bad, like that El Salvador prison at the moment is kind of the worst case scenario because who knows what's going on there.
Yeah.
It could very easily transition into a death camp and may have already for all we know. There's some evidence that it could be already. That's the worst case scenario, so that the lesser case scenarios are suddenly accepted. Like even just deporting these people back to whatever countries they may have been born in is incredibly humane because they might be in danger there, or a lot of them just don't have any connections there. Like, imagine being, I have German ancestry. If you just sit me on a plane and kick me out of the airport in Berlin, I would be fucking completely screwed.
Yeah.
It's inhumane and it's wrong on so many levels, and that's going to become the accepted thing to do if anybody ever fights back against the worst case scenario, and I hate it so fucking much.
Well, and we have to remember, I truly loathe the fact that I'm going to bring this up, but not all concentration camps were death camps, and none of the death camps started as death camps. They all started as concentration camps, and at least the vast majority, I don't know. No, the vast majority were outside of German national borders.
Yeah, for a reason.
You ship the people away, and then they become, once they're not in German borders, then obviously the German laws don't apply. I mean, and we haven't, officially annexed, blah, blah, blah. So I guess the next step is collecting their teeth.
Yeah. Really sucks that we're to the point of our dystopia talk where we're talking about the camps as a real thing that's happening, not as a potential.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay, I've got one more dystopia thing.
Okay.
All right. This one's going to be fun and fast.
Okay. Fun and fast. Just like sex with me.
Hey, good for you, man.
They have a good time. Not a long time, but a good time.
Hey, that's the important thing. Shit. Who wants to get 2 hours in and nobody's come? Right?
Exactly. That's the worst. Sunk cost fallacy. You got to keep going, but
I mean, what are you going to do? Stop? But at the same time, you start to like run out of lube, or there's chafing, or
all right, we've gotten into enough detail.
Okay. If you and the audience remembers I guess it was probably about a month ago, at our local Tesla dealership, there was a little bit of an arson situation.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, the news is they caught the guy. The really, really interesting thing about this, and the only reason I bring it up, is that they caught this guy via the most insane law enforcement shit I have ever heard of. Okay, so there had been a vehicle parked about a street away from the dealership the day before and then the day of the arson. And it like left and came back and stuff. And, obviously being that neighborhood, it was regarded as suspicious that there is a vehicle on the street.
Yeah.
So that was like marked down like, there's a white truck or whatever it was. Then the day after the arsoning, one of the people in the neighborhood found a baseball cap in their backyard. Okay, so you're like, sure, okay, there's a baseball cap, there's a white vehicle, you could maybe go somewhere from there. The KCPD went ahead and did full DNA sequencing on this hat with absolutely no, at that point, connection to the crime. Like, it could have blown into the backyard via the wind, for God's sake.
There are a lot of loose caps in Kansas City.
And from this baseball cap, they identified the guy because this is, the guy's clearly not a fucking super genius. There were, some fuck-ups involved in this, obviously. But the fact that KCPD, with the assistance of, is it MBI, I guess.
I guess it'd be MBI.
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah, with the assistance of MBI and the ATF, they went all out for, some property damage. No one was hurt. A couple of cars, got beat up pretty bad. And that is very dystopic.
Yeah, because how many murders go unsolved, particularly murders that occur east of Troost Avenue in Kansas City every fucking year that could probably be solved with some of these.
It's real interesting, and it immediately struck me as, that's something we would see in one of our fucking cyberpunk, near future, a near future thing. Like, DNA sequencing is cheap and easy. You toss it in a
right.
You toss it in a machine. Box. 2 minutes later, it pops up the guy's driver's license picture. Whatever.
Sick if that was the case.
I mean, and that's, and I know for a fact it is not that. I know people who work in DNA labs.
No, it takes a long time too. It's got to be rushed.
It is a lot of work and a lot of expense to do a bunch of DNA sequencing. And man, they really went all out because 2 cars caught fire.
Okay. Well, you liar. That was not fun.
I thought it was fun.
None of this is fun.
Well, okay. I thought it was fun in the sense of it's as fun as this shit gets. How about that?
True. At least nobody's getting sent to a death camp.
Yeah.
All right. Let's kick away from dystopia talk. It was a great time, as it always is.
Always is.
Move into recommendos for this week before we kick to our past selves.
Yes.
Do you have anything you've watched worth talking about?
So, last night I watched a couple of music films. Right. One is a movie called 24-Hour Party People. It's a 2002 Michael Winterbottom film. It came out in the U.S., I think, in 2004, because I remember I went and saw it in the theater, and it had been out for some time. It was like one of those kind of Shaun of the Dead things where it comes out and then 3 years later an American company goes, I guess that might make us 5 cents. Sure.
Yeah.
It's a movie about, it's a sort of biopic kind of about Tony Wilson, who is a British TV personality and also record mogul who started The Factory Records in Manchester in like 1977. And it's a documentary of the Manchester music scene going from like Joy Division up through the end of Madchester, where, Shaun Ryder and Happy Mondays and stuff like that. It stars Steve Coogan as Tony Wilson, and it is a very funny, entertaining film.
Cool.
Yeah, it's. I don't know how you feel about Steve Coogan, or if you have any feelings about Steve Coogan.
I don't really have an opinion. I don't know. It would all be speculation. I've only seen him in a very few things.
He nearly always kind of rubs me the wrong way, and sometimes
he's got a weird vibe.
That's used very effectively.
Okay.
And I mean, that's my opinion of his film. Sometimes that vibe is harnessed correctly, like to work for me.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe because they lean into it and it just makes it more irritating.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it might be one of those things that just translates to me weird, but he is just never. He doesn't often work very well for me. Like some of the Alan Partridge stuff is very funny. A lot of the time I find it irritating the same way that I found Ricky Gervais irritating when I gave him more than 1/100th of 1% of my thought processes. Right.
Yeah. A lot of those British guys are irritating.
Yeah.
Remember that time John Cleese played a car? I don't remember what movie it was, but that was irritating.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it really, really was.
Sorry.
Yeah. What I don't like about him was harnessed very effectively in this movie. He is a striving con man, basically, except he doesn't think he's a con man. and it has a bunch of good music attached to it, and a whole bunch of actors that we have now seen in 9,000 things over the past 20 years since the movie's come out. Like John Sim is one of the members of Joy Division, and fun movie though. It's very postmodern.
Okay.
Breaks the fourth wall, a number of times because Tony Wilson is telling you this story about Tony Wilson.
Right. Yeah, I got nothing to add. I got no connection to it whatsoever. Sorry.
Anyway, it's on Amazon Prime. It's good movie.
I do have, I guess it's not really recommended, but I did watch something that's worth mentioning.
Okay.
It's an A24 film called Opus. I watched it Saturday night.
I saw that was available the other day and meant to watch it. That's got Io, right?
Yeah. Is that how Io? I can't say her last name.
Io Adebri?
Adebri. Oh, it's easier than it sounds.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Or maybe I'm thinking of Bilga. Anyway.
Well, anyway, it does have her, and she's good in it. And that's my recommendation was because it's got a lot of cool people in it.
Yeah.
It's got Juliette Lewis and John Malkovich and Murray Bartlett. And
that's right. I was trying to think of who would, because I saw the trailer months ago, and I remember thinking that Murray Bartlett looked like her editor or something like that.
Yeah, her boss.
Yeah.
It's also got Amber Midthunder from...
Oh, I love Amber Midthunder.
The Predator movie. Prey, yeah. So it's got a lot of good cast members, and they were all really good, but the movie itself as a horror movie didn't really completely click for me. But I would still recommend it just to see the cast doing a good job because I enjoyed it.
That's kind of what I heard. A lot of people said that's good, like it's good, but it's not great. But I was interested in seeing it.
Yeah,
the concept seems interesting.
They're kind of trying to go for a midsummer thing, and they just didn't hit it as well.
Oh yeah,
put it that way. It's hard to do a horror movie in bright sunlight.
Yeah,
you gotta get lucky. So yeah, it's a mid commendo.
Mid commendo. Okay.
What you got?
The other music thing that I watched last night, immediately after 24-Hour Party People, because it ended, I was watching on Prime, and it said, "Would you like to see?" And I said, "Why, yes, I would." Popstar, Never Stop Stopping.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
I saw it years ago when it first came out, and watched it again last night. God damn it, that is a really funny movie.
It's very funny. Those Lonely Island boys knew how to get a laugh.
It's like the movie shouldn't fucking work, but honestly, virtually every bit of it does.
It's also very much of its time, from what I remember.
Also, fairly applicable to the now in terms of music, but funny movie.
Did you have something else?
Yes, started the new season of Black Mirror. One of the things in this season is a sequel, like a direct sequel to the USS Callister episode from 3 seasons ago, something like that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's real good. I was pretty fucking skeptical. Like, oh, we're going to directly sequelize a Black Mirror episode? That seems odd. I guess if there has to be one, I'd be that, but...
Pigfucker episode would be the one I want to see another.
Yeah.
Go on.
Just full pen.
Yeah. God. Full pen Gillette as the star.
Yeah, that. Who was the star of that one? I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched that.
Famous bald dude. I can't remember his name.
Is it Rory? No.
You like him. You've mentioned him.
Yeah.
We don't need to get into it.
Anyway, who cares? New season of Black Mirror is new season of fucking Black Mirror. I mean, like a bunch of real bummer shit.
Yeah.
Some funny stuff, some stuff where you're like, well, maybe we shouldn't all be dead.
And then another episode like, oh yeah, we definitely should.
Yeah. It's always a balancing act, and sometimes it works better than others. But
new season of Love and Robots too, which for some reason I equate those two shows in my mind.
Yeah, I can see that. They're both Netflix, right? Yeah,
they're both Netflix. They're both like anthologies, and they're both producer driven. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
okay,
right.
so that's what I got.
Okay, that's enough. We're almost
I
to
thought
30
so.
minutes, so probably too much, honestly.
Well, okay, I got a little more before we go back into the movie.
Okay. Is it about the movie?
It is about the movie, or
Well,
rather, the director of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's been some things come to light since we recorded our last episode, perhaps in a little bit of haste.
Last episode, we speculated that, we remember there are some allegations against Luc Besson. We didn't remember any specifics and didn't have time to do research into it.
I looked it up and saw that he was accused of rape and acquitted, but that was like
all
of the information it gave me.
Yeah. Since the episode, or since the episode recording, Luc Besson came up entirely randomly in my fucking, in my feeds.
Your algorithm is Luc Besson pilled.
I guess. Also, Katrina did it. I think it was Monday or Tuesday on Bluesky, mentioned Luc Besson and the specifics of what I am going to say now. So, the lady who played Plava Laguna in Fifth Element, which we haven't met yet in the movie, I think we mentioned that she was Luc Besson's wife.
Yeah.
So here are some fun, and then he left her while the film was I don't know, the second filming ended for Mia Jovovich.
Right.
So
19?
Here are just some facts. Maiwen, his wife who played Plava Laguna, met film director Luc Besson when she was 12 and he was 29.
Oh.
And they began dating when she was 15.
Hey.
In January 1993, at age 16, she gave birth to their daughter, Shanna.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your car's being stolen.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear that? Yeah. My window's not even open. So, and then, he goes ahead and leaves her when she is 21 for Mia Jovovich.
Well, she'd aged out, clearly.
Yeah. Maybe it's a DiCaprio thing. There's a ticking clock above their head. Actually, that should be a fucking Black Mirror episode.
Oh God, that would be a dark one.
Yeah. So, regardless of whether or not he was acquitted, I'm going to go ahead and say that Luc Besson, not a good guy.
Yeah. He made a good movie.
He made a couple of good movies.
But that doesn't make him a good guy.
No. And I don't know, I assume I was talking to you. Maybe just from this point forward, we should just go into every episode directed by a white male, assuming that they are a terrible person.
Yeah, safe.
Because it really, the odds are forever in their favor that they will be a terrible person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like it's important that was said because although we touched on it in the first episode, we didn't know the extent of how much he sucked. Now we all do.
Yeah. I think I kind of blame myself because I did my research for that episode a little unusually and more quickly than normal. So hopefully it won't happen again. I'm sure it will. So
it definitely will. And that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, hope you guys enjoy the movie and this doesn't ruin it for you.
Yay! And pay attention at the end. I changed the outro and took the Twitter plug off of it, as so many of you have requested.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good job.
Keep pestering me, and eventually I give in.
Anything else? Let's see.
Nope.
Start looking forward to Ruby Rod, and we'll talk to you next week, I guess. Right?
I think so. Until then, well, we're not signing off. We're actually kicking it back to our good friends from 1 week ago, Eric and Josh. So enjoy them.
And now for your feature presentation.
Okay, those are some great recommendos. I hope you all enjoy watching that stuff. We're going to get back.
I know that I loved it all.
I did too, man. Also, the dystopia this week.
Chef's kiss.
But now it's time to talk about the Fifth Element Part D. So I believe as we left off, there were 15 Corbin Dallases heading to the airport. And this is a pre-9/11 airport, so 15 Corbin Dallases. Basically, you can do whatever you want. You ask to get on a plane and you can.
Yeah, you can pretty much do exactly what you want. And of course, as this is part 2, we must remember that war, it's fantastic.
Yes.
R.I.P. Miguel Ferrer.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
So we're going to the airport. The first people who get to the airport are the apprentice guy for Ian Holm and Leeloo Dallas. There's a little bit where Ian Holm explains, "Oh no one would ever believe that an older gentleman such as myself would be with a beautiful young woman like you. He's young. That'll make a lot more sense. He'll protect you. It'll be fine."
Yeah, and we learned very quickly that he is not up to this task. Real quick before we get into it, can we recap the factions that are going to the airport?
Okay, so we've got, our initial one is Leeloo, who is not quite yet Leeloo Dallas.
Yeah.
We're getting to that in 30 seconds. We've got Leeloo, Ian Holm, who's the monk or priest, and his apprentice. They're on the side of good. Then we have Tricky. He is working for Gary Oldman, and he's got to get the stones. Everybody's going to Fhloston Paradise to get the stones from the opera singer, whatever. Then we have Corbin Dallas proper, Bruce Willis.
Who's there at the behest of the government, the military.
Yes, the military has sent him there. Then we have the, you're going to have to remind me of the name again, Mandagore?
Mangalorians. I think it's like mangrove is what it reminds me of.
Oh, sure. Yeah. The toad lizard alien guys who were mercenaries and warriors who fight for honor, who some of them got blown up by Gary Oldman earlier.
The heroes of the sword. Yes. We're aware.
They want to get the stones partially so they can get paid in a bunch of guns by Gary Oldman, and also partially to show Gary Oldman, fuck you.
Yeah, I think they just want to ransom them to Gary Oldman at this point. They're pissed at him.
Yeah, they're annoyed because he blew a bunch of them up. Let's see, is that all the factions?
Yes, I believe
those are all the ones who check in.
Yeah.
So we go to the check-in.
The cops have been eliminated from the equation by the Mangalores.
Well, although they're going to show back up in a minute, but they don't get on the ship.
Yeah.
The apprentice and Leeloo show up at the gate where there is the first of, 900 supermodels who are going to appear in the rest of the film.
Imagine a world where all customer service jobs are done by supermodels.
Yeah, and that's the back half of this movie.
I gotta wonder if it's a little bit of Luc Besson fetish shit, because literally everybody in a servile position is an insanely hot, like, magazine cover hot model.
I totally believe it. I don't know. On the one hand, I completely believe that is possible. On the other hand, I feel like this might be partially Jean-Paul Gaultier being the designer for the film, flexing and saying, "No, these are literally the women that I fit for my runway shows."
Yeah, I want them wearing my clothes.
They like. Because there's a whole thing in high fashion modeling and just high fashion clothing in general that those clothes look really good on the women that they are cut for.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea if Jean-Paul Gaultier could design anything even vaguely attractive for a woman who is not 6 foot tall and 110 pounds. I mean...
It just makes you think, because the only non-service industry women are like Commander Iceborg, who is not a supermodel.
Yes. No.
There might be Zorg's secretary is a supermodel.
Yeah.
The McDonald's workers are supermodels. There might have been some scientists that were women that weren't supermodels.
Yes, I think there was at least one or two, science assistants in the cloning lab.
Yeah.
It's
smells of 90s misogyny a little bit.
Absolutely. 1,000%. I definitely, I want to go on record saying yes, 100%. I am just saying it might not be Luc Besson that is the mastermind of this. It might be 90s modeling misogyny.
Yeah.
That's infecting it.
As teenage boys, we might remember that fondly. It was probably bad for society.
Probably
the model.
Great. Yeah.
Infestation of supermodels.
Though, honestly, some of these models that we're going to run into in the next 10 minutes of movie are like the outer edges of what what most people imagine when you say supermodel. I'm thinking specifically of the couple of flight attendants that have a bunch of freckles and are just really interesting, unique faces.
Mm-hmm.
Although, plenty of the flight attendants are just 6 foot, 110 pound, fucking blonde Amazon women. But,
mannequins, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so David and Lilu try to check in. David says, I'm Corbin Dallas. Yeah, it's fine.
He's not a good liar.
Yeah, he's very fucking nervous. And Lilu Dallas gets to give her ultimate line in the film. The thing this film is remembered for, if anything, beyond the ace bandage outfit. Lilu Dallas multipass.
Yeah.
And right at that point, Corbin Dallas, the real Corbin Dallas, Bruce Willis, shows up and says, "Hey, David. Okay, thanks for checking me in. I was running a little late. I told him to check me in. This is my new wife, Lilu Dallas. We're gonna go." And she's like, "Lilu Dallas multipass."
It's kind of funny because I used to have a coworker who could. There's this tool that carpenters use called a multi-tool, and he could not remember it was called multi-tool, and he insisted on calling it a multipass.
Multipass? Sure, fair enough.
Because of this movie, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I assume so. This movie has a bunch of weirdly iconic shit for such a strange film.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So we get 15 repetitions of Lilu Dallas multipass, and Bruce Willis is being charming as shit to the gate attendant, where it's like, yeah, baby, I know. She knows it's a multipass.
Never forget how fucking good Bruce Willis used to be.
It's really incredible how fucking great he is in this movie. And the guy had a real up and down filmography in terms of what's actually good, but this shit is just top tier. I mean, David Addison, that was his moonlighting character.
Oh yeah. Also, we never mentioned 12 Monkeys, which I think came after this, but
it might have been this year. I think it might have been 96. Let me look real quick.
He was good. He was great in that too.
Yeah, and this was real close to kind of the end of 12 Monkeys was 95. Oh, that's another 95 movie, obviously. Jesus.
Yeah, we should cover it. We will cover it.
Yeah.
We're going to cover it.
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
Cyberpunk, but...
this is close to the end of Bruce Willis being the absolute shit. He's got a couple more movies after this where you watch him and you go, man, he's got it. But he was so fucking charming in this thing. And
well, who knows when his condition actually started setting in and was undiagnosed. I've heard Kevin Smith talk about that, how awful he was when they were filming. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Cop Out. Yeah.
And they publicly got in a big fight, and Kevin Smith would go on speaking tours, just motherfucking him. And now recently, after all Bruce Willis health problems have come out, Kevin Smith has publicly apologized and been like, well, clearly he was going through shit I didn't understand that was affecting his brain, and he feels really bad about it, which I can understand. And who knows how far back that went, because there was it was almost like a switch flipped, and he started taking roles that seemed really easy and samey. A lot of white guy looking for revenge movies, which is my least favorite genre of film or TV.
Yeah, sometime around 20 years ago, I think, was about that point where a balance flipped in his filmography from like, oh man, this guy is doing fun and interesting stuff. And like, yeah, there are some stinkers, but he's doing fun and
Anybody who's taking
stuff.
chances is going to have some stinkers.
And then like about 20 years ago, it switched over and like the balance flipped too. He occasionally knocks something out of the park, but most of it's crap and not worth the effort he puts into it.
Yeah, he might have been trying to build up a nice nest egg for his family. And I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak to all I know is I've always loved him, and I'm sad at how his story is ending.
Yeah, I was on the phone with my dad, I don't know, a couple of weeks or a month ago, and I don't remember how we got onto it. It was shortly after Gene Hackman died, and Bruce Willis came up because, again, dementia. And it's really his fucking run through the 80s and 90s is unimpeachably great. Like, yeah, there were some bad movies in there, but fuck, his great shit absolutely balances us out. I mean,
and when you're talking about like roguish leading man, he kind of had the market cornered for a while.
Yeah, and
as far as charm output.
Yeah, and he pulled his entire career. Like, his entire career is built on an hour-long, way overwritten comedy drama show featuring Sybil Shepherd. Yeah. I mean, like, it's a truly wild-ass career arc. Because he was nothing before that, and then he got fucking Die Hard, which made him the biggest, I guess the second biggest action star in the world at the time, because Schwarzenegger was bigger.
It's hard to top Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, you could maybe argue that Stallone was bigger, but Stallone and Willis were like neck and neck, second or third place.
Yeah. I would definitely call them the big three.
Yeah. And then he also had fucking Look Who's Talking, for God's sake.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a really fucking wild career with some huge swings and amazing hits. I mean,
plus his harmonica playing, like, iconic.
The return of Bruno. We haven't talked enough about the return of Bruno.
All right, I think we've kissed Bruce Willis's ass enough. He's good in this movie. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, he's very good in this movie. He's doing all the low-class charm bullshit that he made his career off of. It's an incredible performance.
He's the lowlife.
And he's doing exactly what you want a movie star to do, which in the production of this movie. So I mentioned in the last episode that this movie first went into production in 1991. Then it got shut down in 92 because Besson didn't think he could get enough money. And then he went and made The Professional, and kind of through that built up enough cachet to where he thought he could get some more money. When he was in 1990, I think 5, when he decided, okay, I'm going to do Fifth Element now because I think I can really do it. He ended up, by chance, meeting Bruce Willis again, because Bruce Willis had been one of his 2 picks previously to be the star of this. He ended up kind of randomly meeting Bruce Willis at an agent's office. And he said, oh, I'm about to get Fifth Element going off get that off the ground again. And I mean, I'm going to have to go with a lower priced actor. So obviously you're out of it just because I need to be able to invest in the production and models and things like that. I simply can't afford you, but since I saw you, I thought I'd let you know I'm going to have to get some unknown to be the lead. And Bruce Willis says, well, I mean, I liked the original script. Why don't you send me the revisions? And if I like it, I'll do it cheap. And that's why he's in the movie.
That's awesome.
He ended up getting, some low fee and then back end shit.
Yeah.
Money wise. But he was like, yeah, I mean, I liked it.
Which I'm sure made him a lot of money because this played on TV so fucking much in the 2000s.
Yeah, and it was a huge fucking international hit. But yeah, so yeah, Bruce Willis, a dick, but also a cool guy.
Sure.
So, shit, where did we drop off? Okay, so
Bruce still Willis, in the airport.
Bruce Willis, charming.
You said like 10 minutes on Bruce Willis.
Well, we have to,
I guess.
I mean, honestly.
Bruce Willis, Mia Jovovich, and Gary Oldman. You got to spend some time on these.
And
legends.
We got another one coming up in like 4 minutes.
Right.
So he and Leeloo Dallas get checked in. They go onto the plane. I'm going to run through the rest of the check-ins before we get to the on the plane part.
Yeah. Fire them off.
So then a guy who looks like shit, kind of looks like the mugger from earlier in the movie, but isn't. And the 1990s supermodel who had the tattoo of the dragon on the side of her head, on the side of her shaved head, show up to check into the flight. They are Corbin, Dallas, and Guest, but the flight attendant or the gate attendant has already checked them in and does a little bioscan because she recognizes the name. Corbin Dallas was just here. It turns out, yes, these are the shape-shifted alien guys, which I might have neglected to mention that the toad lizard guys have some
we don't know if it's
or something.
We don't know if it's technology or like an innate ability, but they can shapeshift.
Yeah.
Although they don't like it. And they're doing some good CG in this scene. It's barely holding in his true self.
It is surprisingly subtle for 1997. Yeah, it's actually really good. The guy's trying to check in and like just like little flashes of kind of lizard go across his face. Anyway, they get denied checking in. And the cops show up and they start shooting the cops and then they dive into the garbage. Oh, by the way, the airport is full of garbage because there was a cut subplot about a garbage strike.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently
interesting.
I'm guessing that probably would have been integrated earlier, like when they were hiding in the fog or some shit. Yeah. But yeah, that's why there is a giant pile of garbage in the airport.
All the garbage from upper levels is just dropped to the ground. It's
it's I don't know. It's a weird little ghost of what was there, apparently. Yeah. So then the apprentice, David, goes back to Inholm, who is at the bar, spilling out his worries to a robot bartender.
Would you like some more?
Who is dispensing scotch and soda from a single sprayer. And David explains, I couldn't do it. Corbin Dallas showed up and he took the ticket and got on the plane. So Ian Holm is like, okay, I gotta figure this out. You stay here on Earth and go to Egypt. I'll board the plane and do embrace my fate or something like that. Embrace destiny.
Yeah.
So in the confusion of the giant cop shootout with the Mangalores, he sneaks into kind of the backstage area of the airport. Then Tricky shows up. Tricky shows up. He tries to check in because he's obviously named Corbin Dallas. The flight attendant says, Corbin, I've only got one Corbin Dallas on the register and he's already checked in. Then she presses a button and disappears into the floor. Tricky is pissed off, starts saying, no, and punches the wall. He sounds like he's from Bristol because he is.
Yeah.
Then some guns drop down out of the ceiling and immediately try to, they're about to blow his head off if he doesn't calm down. And on the little glass wall in front of the attendant are, of course, some of the orange circles that you're supposed to put your hands in because it's a police state.
Oh, I just looking. Tricky is in the live action Ghost in the Shell, so look forward to seeing him again.
Is he? I knew he was in a handful of episodes of Girlfriends.
Yeah, I see that too.
But he has an extremely limited acting career.
Yeah.
Substantially less than shit. Can't remember the guy's name.
Not important. No idea who you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Anywho. So then tricky. Well, we'll get back to him in a minute. So everybody who is going to get on the plane is now on the plane. And we meet the most important character in the back half of this movie, Ruby Rhod.
Yes, what an entrance Ruby Rhod makes.
Ruby Rhod is played by Chris Tucker, all 5'2" of him. I mean, wearing
in heels, though, I think, in this movie.
Wearing a fucking leopard print cat suit with a V-neck, and has pool noodle on his head, his hair, and it's white.
It's made to look like his hair is sculpted into a weird pool noodle fleshlight sticking out of his forehead.
Yeah, and he's got a cane that functions as a microphone, and he also has a little mic that kind of wraps around his ear to his face. And he is the apparently most listened to radio personality in the future, and it is a truly incredible performance. Like, it is amazing how much he takes over the back half of this movie. Like, every time he is not on screen, you are wondering, where is Ruby Rhod? And that's not even a fucking joke. Oh my God, this was the year before Rush Hour.
Wow.
I thought Rush Hour was before this.
So did I.
This is the same year as Money Talks.
It shows amazing restraint to wait till over an hour into the film to introduce this character, honestly.
It is really impressive, and Luc Besson really did what was right here, because it would have been so fucking easy to just like have every third scene a Ruby Rhod commercial on TV in the background or something. But he fucking doesn't, and he pops into this movie and like changes the tone entirely somehow, even though it's obviously funny before this. He just brings a totally different fucking vibe. And so it looks like Friday was 1995. And then he has a solid run to Rush Hour 2 in 2001, where maybe Chris Tucker is the funniest person on the planet.
He was up there, dude. I loved Rush Hour, both of them, so much. And this movie, like, he was one of my faves for sure.
He absolutely is. He's amazing in a tiny bit part in Jackie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He was also really good in Dead Presidents, which actually came out before this, which was a John Singleton movie, I think.
Sure.
But he really fucking kills it. It is one of those amazing, like, wow, this career, like, in this 5-year period, this guy could not stop killing. Like, he owned everything he was in to a shocking fucking degree. And then he takes off. Like, I think 2001, he takes like a 6-year break before Rush Hour 3, which I don't think I ever saw that one. I'm not sure. Maybe I did. And then he's been in a couple of movies since. He was really good in Air. I watched that 2 years ago.
He was in Silver Linings Playbook. I remember he was like a friend of the main character. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was like a little, 3-scene bit part. And he was kind of the same in Air, if I remember right, which is the story about how Nike got the Michael Jordan contract.
Oh, I've seen.
Directed by Ben Affleck.
Friend of the show. I think he might have like dedicated himself to philanthropy for a long time, which is why he's done so many fewer movies.
Yeah, I think I seem to recall hearing he didn't like what he was getting offered and kind of decided, fuck this, I've got $50 million, because I think his Rush Hour deal and Rush Hour 2 deal were
insane,
outlandishly good.
Like, you talk about like syndicated for TV. Holy shit, those movies are never not on.
I think, if I remember right, his Rush Hour 2 deal, he got like Will Smith money, like $20 million or something, and then got points on the back end. So he was like, he was well beyond rich at that point, and far more money than any one human could spend. but his performance in this movie is breathtaking. I can't even describe it. He is this fucking motor mouth. He's in the long running tradition of small, hypersexualized, slightly maybe gay coded black entertainers that America has, made a thing. Apparently, I read this today. Prince was initially asked if he would be this part. But he couldn't make it work because he had a world tour. And I mean, I like Prince a lot. I love fucking Purple Rain. Chris Tucker fucking would have blown him off the screen.
So you keep saying he was small, and I just looked him up. He's 6'1", according to Google.
What?
He's not small. He towers over Jackie Chan, and Jackie Chan's 5'9".
I do not know why I don't know. Maybe it's just this movie. He reads as wearing heels.
You're probably just he's doing such a Prince. He is to Prince as Mia Jovovich is to Bjork. So your brain is making him small, but he's never. I've never considered him small myself.
Oh, okay.
He's exactly.
I stand corrected. Anyway, Corbin and Lilu get stuck in their travel compartments. We find out that they're going to be asleep for the ride to Floston Paradise. Lilu explains that she is the fifth element and she's going to protect Corbin Dallas.
Yeah. Also, he gets that cool roller bed pod.
Yeah, they're in a coffin hotel, but instead of just a single cushion, it's like a bunch of cushioned rollers that you sleep on, which seems nice.
And they instantly get knocked out. Like, that's my ideal way to travel right there.
Yeah.
Slide into your little thing.
Ideal way to travel, ideal way to spend a night, ideal way to spend a day.
Eternity, perhaps.
Maybe I just wish I was dead. Just seems like it'd be a lot easier at this point.
Just being dead with the option to be woke up when things are better.
Oh, boy. That's a good idea.
That's not a bad business idea, man. Cryogenically freeze people and then just promise we'll wake you up when things are better.
Yeah.
And you can list out what things you want to better. So you can
tailor, what are the requirements?
You can tailor your wake up time.
Yeah.
I think we could be fucking rich.
I think somebody made a movie of this before.
Oh, damn it.
A movie
was it called Demolition Man? It was.
Oh my God, you might be right. Honestly. And
freeze the criminals and wake them up when things are better.
Yeah. And Bruce Willis met Ruby Rod, and Bruce Willis is hilariously reticent. Ruby Rod is going a mile a minute, and he's like, "So we got Corbin Dallas, the winner of the blah 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 contest. Blah blah blah. What do you think, Corbin Dallas?" It's fine.
It's the best example of comedian and straight man performance.
Yeah,
it's they play off each other so well.
Yeah, apparently one of the things with the Ruby Rod performance was that Bruce Willis, because Chris Tucker did a lot of riffing and just fucking run it off. Mm-hmm. Bruce Willis had no idea what he was going to do at any given moment, other than we're moving down this hallway, basically. Yeah. So there are actually spots, and I watched it. There's a point in this area where Chris Tucker raises his cane to his mouth and sings "All Night Long, All Night."
Classic moment that I still do to this day when I hear the words "all night."
Yeah, it's embedded in my brain. And if you watch that scene and pay attention to the background, Bruce Willis is cracking the fuck up.
Oh, is he?
1,000%. He's got his hand over his mouth and is going, fuck, fuck, fuck. Because he's a contest winner, Ruby Rod has to interact with him. Also, Ruby Rod is going to be attending the opera with him the next night once they get to Phlogiston.
Yeah, he's the only person on Earth who doesn't care about Ruby Rod, and they have to spend the weekend together, basically.
Yes, and it seems like Ruby Rod is maybe the most annoying person who has ever existed.
Yeah, and is definitely not happy to be hanging out with Corbin Dallas either.
Are you trying? Are you trying? Yeah, my man. It's very funny. So
we got to get off this plane. We are 30 minutes into our hour-long recording session.
We still have a bunch of oral sex to cover. So, so Corbin and Lilu get knocked out. Ruby Rod is orally pleasuring a flight attendant. Ian Holm is trying to sneak onto the plane as some Rastas are refueling it and burning parasites out of the undercarriage with flamethrowers.
Such a small scene, but I love the scene of the workers underneath the plane. It's just like a little slice of life shot of the world.
Yeah, it's
very Neuromancer.
Yeah, the Rastas.
Oh yeah. Okay, I guess so. But it's just like these are just dudes, multicultural, because there's a white guy there too, and they're just like workers. Because man, the future, it's gonna just have labor and dudes.
Yeah,
and it's nice to get the nod.
Guys are fucking making a living out there.
Yeah.
Ian Holmes trying to sneak on the ship. Ruby Rod's eating pussy. Ruby Rod ends up fucking the flight attendant. She comes real hard. The airplane takes off.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens.
There's a lot of very fun intercutting in this section.
Yeah, a lot of this movie is build up, boom, and then start over, and then build up, boom, and then start over. It's a cool way to watch a movie.
It really is. So, Tricky then, because the plane has taken off, he hasn't gotten on. He goes to a payphone and calls Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is really disappointed, presses some buttons on a desk, and blows Tricky up. He's out of the movie.
All right,
Gary Oldman's gonna have to fucking do this shit himself. But first, he gets another phone call. Who's this phone call from? It's from the Scary Planet.
Yeah, what do they call Mr. Doom?
Mr. Shadow.
Mr. Shadow, yeah.
Yeah. And apparently Mr. Shadow, the Scary Planet, the end of all life or something, has contracted Gary Oldman to get these fucking stones so that Mr. Shadow can stand at the center of the pyramid or the tomb from the beginning of the movie and I don't know, end all life or something. Doesn't matter. Gary Oldman's like, yeah, I've almost got those rocks. And then some chocolate syrup drips down his forehead.
He says, but my fees have, I say my fees have tripled.
And Mr. Shadow says, money is of no interest. And then we move on. So
Gary Oldman does a great job of, even though he's kind of the big bad guy, he does a good job of looking very scared of his boss.
Yeah. So then some chocolate syrup drips down his head because, I don't know, evil? I'm not sure.
Evil makes you Rudy Giuliani all over the place.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which I think says something about Rudy Giuliani, perhaps.
Maybe. Wait,
caretakers
are you suggesting that America's mayor is not the best guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know who else suggested that? Borat.
Borat? Marina Baca, whatever.
Baca not going to work here anymore?
Yeah. So we get to Lost in Paradise. It is a big flying cruise ship. It has a lobby like a fucking very fancy Vegas casino.
Seen better in Vegas.
Well, yeah. I mean, this was fucking 30 years ago, man.
Fontainebleau's pretty impressive.
Okay, sure. Corbin Dallas wakes up in the cubicle alone. He gets checked into their suite on Lost in Paradise. We also go through a, kind of, I would call it cultural appropriation, except this is very much set on a cultural appropriation casino cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to place any blame on Luc Besson for this. The native dances and stuff, like, yeah, this is absolutely something that would be happening on another fucking planet.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's not the best look, but maybe, I don't know. There's definitely...
I think it's intentionally shitty.
Could be.
If that makes sense.
I don't really want to give Luc Besson the benefit of the doubt, but it does kind of seem that way.
Yeah. So, yeah, he gets a lay. He gets checked into this fucking suite. It's very
like
fancy.
With Flowers, guys. He doesn't get laid.
Oh, yeah.
Ruby Rod did.
Ruby Rod did. Yeah, he made that lady come.
Explosively.
He
the same time that Tricky blew up.
Yeah, and the airplane took off. So, moving the fuck along. Corbin has a front row ticket to the opera because he says he's a huge fan. And we see the opera singer for the first time. Her name is Plava Laguna, which means Blue Lagoon in Serbian. Or
That's what
maybe
you
it's
said
Croatian.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think it's true. I think Corbin actually is a huge fan.
I think he becomes one. I do not think he is aware of it beforehand.
Yeah, well, maybe. You don't know what's playing in that cab.
He got told by Lilu Dallas that they need to get to the opera singer. So I'm assuming that's his only motivation at this point. So he's got a front row ticket for the show that night. He's right next to Ruby Rod because Ruby Rod's going to be broadcasting from 5 to 7. And Corbin is a special guest. So that's going to be great. And there's definitely not going to be a clash of personalities during this. So then the diva shows up. We see her checking in. Everybody's in awe. She's like fucking 7 feet tall. She's wearing this fucking veil and seems to know immediately where Lilu is, who is kind of hiding around a corner down the hallway, and sends an aide or something to explain, I'll give you the stones after the show tonight. So stay here and stay out of sight.
Her aides are all supermodels, except for like her PR guy, who's like this weird dude in heavy eye makeup with a braid, like a Jedi Padawan braid.
Yeah, with a braid that has a bead on the end of it. It's kind of upsetting.
Yeah.
We immediately cut to the show that night. Ruby Rod is in his formal black velvet catsuit.
with rose collar.
With rosebud collar. He gives a little run through of all the famous celebrities in the audience, including some action star who's stone deaf. Don't worry about it.
And dignitaries and
fucking
heads of state.
Ming the Merciless from fucking Flash Gordon. All sorts of bullshit. And he sits down next to Bruce Willis in her tux. And they get served
he very, in a Ruby Rod way, asks Bruce Willis how he feels to be here, and Bruce Willis responds, thrilled. And they do put this weird echo on his voice, which really undercuts Ruby Rod's person. It's a great moment. I love it.
It's a very good bit of like this, not like this comedy.
Yeah.
They get some champagne served to them by a guy we recognize. It's a shape-shifted fucking toad alien, guys. They made it.
Mangalore. Just say
I am not going to remember that. It's not that I don't. It's not that I don't want to. It is that it does not enter my head. I think it's because I don't think that is said in the movie until
it's said once or twice.
20 minutes from now. So it turns out that they are in a coat check room or something. They've got a whole bunch of guns, and they're going to raid the diva's room to get the fucking rocks. Great. So wonderful. So then the fucking opera starts, and it's a whole thing. Eric, describe the opera for me.
Blue Lady Sing Good.
Blue Lady Sing Good. She looks like a pastel version of an H.R. Giger xenomorph.
Mixed with a Twi'lek from Star Wars.
Mixed with a Twi'lek. Yeah, she's got Twi'lek skin tone.
Little bit of mind flare tossed in there, if that's your thing.
Sure.
But definitely some like a low res. Giger's a little more detailed, I feel like, but
clearly.
And she sings. Is it a real opera at first before it goes into the hip opera?
Yeah, the first half of it is a real opera. I saw it earlier, but I don't remember the name of it. It's not one of the big famous ones that I know the name of off the top of my head.
Yeah. We're not a cultured podcast, and you don't come here for that.
Hey, I'm fucking cultured. Have you ever been to the opera? I've been to the opera.
I've been to the fucking ballet. Does that count?
No, that's not an opera. I've also been to the ballet. Son of a bitch.
Leave my mother out of this.
So,
Diva Plava Laguna sings Il Dolce Suono, an aria from the opera Lucia del Lammermoor. It is one of the most difficult arias because of its length, its soaring arpeggios, and the high F above high C. That's high. I used to sing.
Yeah, that is very high.
I used to be a singer and it's high as fuck.
Yeah, the opera singer is played by Luc Besson's wife, voiced by
For the moment.
Yeah, for the moment. Very momentary. Is voiced by a real opera singer. Some of the stuff that was written for this was impossible for a human to sing because you're moving between notes too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a weirdly affecting thing for something that is like, I don't know if those sounds could have occurred other than a 3-year period between 1996 and 2000. Like it's almost a joke. Does that make sense? Like,
no, I understand. Yeah,
it works too well for it to be a joke, but it's kind of a joke. The beginning half of it is fucking beautiful. The back half of it is also weirdly affecting. So, opera singer,
and it affects Corbin Dallas quite a bit.
Yeah, you see the whole audience, including Corbin Dallas, really almost tearing up.
Yeah.
But during this, what are the aliens, Eric?
Mangalores.
The Mangalores go and
it's literally one letter different from the famous Star Wars show.
Well, more than that, because that show is the Mandalorian.
Well, but leave off the Ian.
Okay. So the planet that's referenced a lot on a famous Star Wars show? Okay.
Yeah.
So the Mangalores raid the Diva's room. They're in there. They're tearing shit up. They find a case. Oh, shit. Lilu Dallas has found them. She kung fu's the shit out of them. It is
beats
very
their
much
asses.
Yeah, it is very much I know kung fu.
She goes all Resident Evil on those motherfuckers.
Yeah, except maybe it's Resident Evil going all Fifth Element.
Maybe, but there's more Resident Evils. So.
I don't know. I've never seen a fucking Resident Evil movie.
Same.
I refuse.
Same.
It's not going to happen. I'm
there
pretty sure
it's a cyberpunk one though. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I have seen all of the Mia Jovovich movies that I am ever going to see at this point in my life.
Oh, don't say that.
I mean, hey, I'm willing. I am totally willing to go if one seems good and interesting to me. I'm just saying her career has not been full of movies that seem good and interesting to me.
Have you seen World of Tanks Holiday Ops?
What? Tell me you are fucking joking with that title.
It's 2022. I think it's a World of Tanks ad patch that she probably did a voice in.
Am I remembering correctly that she is married to Paul W.S. Anderson? I think she is.
That sounds familiar.
And he is, as you might recall, the director of...
I don't know.
Where we're going, we don't need eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Event Horizon.
The Event Horizon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, it all comes together.
I think that's the good movie he did.
Sure. Anyway, check out World of Tanks Holiday Ops.
Sure, why not? She kung fu's all the fucking lizard guys. It's pretty great. Then, a bunch of them fucking run away. As she has just finished kung fuing them.
Oh, shit. She was actually also in a movie called Breathe, which we will probably have to cover. It looks pretty cyberpunk.
Okay, sure. All right.
Anyway, sorry. We're running out of time as per usual.
You are fine. So she beats up all the fucking guys as the opera ends. Then the lizard guys decide, oh shit, we don't have the fucking stones and we got our asses kicked by Mia Jovovich. We're just going to take this whole fucking boat hostage.
They don't even look like lizards. They look like amphibians.
Sure, whatever. I don't give a shit.
I can't get over what you're doing to my boys.
The Mangalores. I mean, they're the heroes of this movie. We all agree, right?
100%, without a doubt. That put some respect on their species name.
Okay. Do you remember the main one's name?
It's an A. Atkins.
Akon?
Akon?
No, that's a rapper.
Ako?
What is his name? There's somebody in this movie named Aziz?
No, I don't see it. He's
not that. Anyway, so they decide to take the whole ship hostage. They raid the fucking bridge. They start shooting up the fucking opera house, including the opera singer. Everything's fucking gone bad. Then, right at that moment, Gary Oldman shows up in his own personal spaceship. He requests docking because he needs repairs, whatever. And we've got, everybody's here for a fun time. We have a big fuck off shootout.
Yeah, that's a big one. All right.
Yeah. I would say it arguably goes on too long. Bruce Willis since the diva got shot, Bruce Willis cradles her head. She says, "The stones are in me." He pulls the fucking rocks out of her guts as she's dying. And that's the back half of the movie.
And Josh brings up the question that we all are asking. If she hadn't been shot in the gut, how was Bruce Willis supposed to get the stones out of her?
I am operating under the assumption she had shoved the stones up her ass or cloaca, depending on her species.
I was actually under the assumption, just from some looks that she gives and that Lilu gives, that she was fated to die delivering these stones either way. But whatever.
Sure, that's an interpretation. Gary Oldman shows up at the diva's room. Lilu Dallas is there. She hasn't found the stones. She jumps up into the vents. Gary Oldman shoots the shit out of the ceiling because he's just having some fun being a crazy guy and just doing.
He's got that cool ass gun.
Yeah, he's got his
Akonit. God, he's way down in the cast list. Akonit is the main Mangalore.
All right. He ends up shooting. Gary Oldman ends up shooting Mia Jovovich, and she's in the vents. Huge shootout, which was apparently like 5 times longer initially. I guess during this shootout, the deaf action star gets to contribute, quote marks.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the original version of this, everybody who was mentioned in Ruby Rod's little intro had something to do with it. So this was probably like 40 fucking minutes long. And that
I would
seems
like to see that, not going to lie.
Yeah, it
not in the context of the film,
yeah.
but as an extra after I've watched the film, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, that seems fine. It would grind the movie to a halt because this almost does it. Anyway, Bruce Willis and Ruby Rod are shooting the fucking Mangalores. See, I got it that time.
Well done.
Gary Oldman has managed to get the fucking case that the diva had in her room. He goes back to his ship. He takes off. It's all wonderful. It's working out great.
He puts a bomb. Plants a bomb.
Oh, he also plants a bomb on the door to the diva's room with a 20-minute timer. Then also Chris Tucker blows the brains out of a Mangalorean accidentally. It's pretty funny.
You think he'll be okay?
I got a headache. This isn't me.
Chris Tucker, this does go on too long, and without Chris Tucker, it would be unbearably boring. But with him, it becomes a quite fun shootout. Basically, the whole. I mean, we've already said it enough. He's carrying the film at this point.
He really is. You could have skipped over this whole fucking shootout easily, but you would have missed out on some gold Chris Tucker bullshit.
Yeah.
We're killing fucking Mangalores. Then freeing the ship from the hostages. Freeing
the ship from the hostages.
Freeing the
These hostages have taken the ship hostage.
Yeah. They go. Bruce Willis shoots the main Mangalore on the bridge in the face. It was named Akon, right?
Akit.
Oh, okay. Then they're going to go. He's got to go to the diva suite and save Lilu because he sees her arm draped through a security camera thing. And they go to do that. And he pulls her out of the vent and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Gary Oldman's gone. Chris Tucker's looking, coming into the room, and he has discovered, oh shit, what's this thing with these numbers on it on the door?
Come on, my man.
Come in. It's the bomb Gary Oldman set. Then we're intercut with Gary Oldman in his spaceship flying the fuck away, opening the case that he got from the diva's room, and there are no fucking rocks in it.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, the fool won't get fooled again.
He turns around and heads back to the ship. So Lilu hurt. Bomb on ship. Chris Tucker is like, this definitely isn't a bomb because all these ships have bomb detectors. And in a beautiful bit of comedy, like it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's the easiest joke to write, and it works 1,000% here. Obviously, this isn't a bomb because all these ships have bomb detectors.
And then the alarms go off.
And alarms go off because the bomb has been detected. So everybody fucking evacuates the ship. There's chaos running. Fucking Bruce Willis is carrying Lilu. They're running to the elevators. They are. Gary Oldman lands again because he realized he forgot the rocks.
I can identify with Gary Oldman so much in this scene because you ever like do a task that
it's
you
a
hated?
It's a hardware store trip.
Yeah, exactly. You're like almost done. You're like, fuck, I have to go buy this one piece before I can finish this goddamn project. And you don't want to go back to Home Depot. Yep. It's the last goddamn thing you want to do, but you get in your car and you force yourself to drive there and go get the part and come back and finish the job. And that's what Gary Oldman is doing. You're right.
Yeah, it really is. So Gary Oldman has landed again. He shot the ground crew because he's in a hurry. He goes to the elevators. He's about to get on the elevator. He does so just as Corbin Dallas and crew exit the other elevator. And this
taking
is the
his ship,
we get.
Right?
Yeah, this is the closest we get to them having a confrontation. They go to the hangar. They find an unattended ship. They climb in. They fly off.
Gary Oldman finds his bomb.
Gary Oldman
disarms it.
Yeah, delicately disarms this bomb.
Yeah, it's very tense scene as he's like sweating and he drops his little key card in that disarms it at the 5-second mark, and then immediately
and it's intercut with our hero of the entire film, Mandagor Akon. Mandagor Ackett, rolling over,
Mangalore Ackett. God damn it!
Mostly dead, rolling over, having been shot by Bruce Willis. He pulls out what appears to be a master lock.
Yeah,
turns a little dial on it, and then we see this case that we earlier saw the Mangalores bring into the Diva's suite, and we didn't think anything of it. This case pops open and there's a bomb in it with a 5-second timer, which is just what Gary Oldman stopped the timer at 5 seconds, and then a bomb blows the ship up.
And Gary Oldman is no more.
It's truly hilarious.
And the heroes got their vengeance, and God bless them for it.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, they're out of the movie now.
They really are. Corbin Dallas, Ruby Rod, the priest, Vito Cornelius, and Lilu Dallas are on Gary Oldman's ship heading back to Earth. How the fuck is this going to work out? Turns out they're going to the temple. It turns out they've got 2 hours. Because
the planet, now
the
that
scary planet has now started racing towards Earth.
Yeah.
We then Corbin Dallas gets a phone call from the president, which ends with an extraordinarily solid bit of Die Hard John McClane shit. Bruce Willis says, "How long until the scary planet, consumes the Earth or whatever?" And the president says, 1 hour, 57 minutes. And Bruce Willis says, "Okay, I'll call you back in 2 hours." And that is
cocky. You love it.
It's so exactly fucking John McClane Die Hard shit. It's perfect. And you hear it, and like in my mind, audience stands up on their feet clapping. Like it's the perfect line delivery. It's fucking great. So they go to Earth. They put the fucking, they go to that temple. They set up the fucking stones around the edge because there are some symbols on the pillars. They throw Lilu in the center because
for
she's
a minute,
the fifth element.
They get transported into a Legend of Zelda game.
Yes. It is very much a video game. Well, you have to figure out which button you have to press to set which right thing in which place.
Yeah.
And then we do some fun bits about how, like, a guy's blowing on it, and that's how you activate the stones.
Oh, also, we skipped over on the flight back. Lilu did She had only gotten to V in her reading of Wikipedia, so she went ahead and finished that off and learned about war, and now she's having an existential crisis because humans apparently suck, and she had no idea.
Yeah, I apparently skipped over that line in my summary.
It's fine.
Yeah, she's having an existential crisis right now. Do I want to save these people? Maybe not. Also, I've been shot a bunch, and I'm very tired.
Yeah.
So we're setting up the
Lilu.
stones. Yeah, we're setting up the stones. We're trying to get Lilu to save the world. We can't figure it out. Turns out you like apply the element to him. So fucking Ian Holm pisses on one. His apprentice.
This is the only moment where the apprentice was useful is by sighing onto the wind stone.
Then there's a very funny bit about with Chris Tucker. Come on, my man. I don't have any fire. I have no fire. I quit smoking. When you literally 20 minutes ago in the movie, we saw him smoking. It's a very fun fucking bit. But they get all the stones to activate, but nothing's happening. The planet's still speeding towards Earth. It's only like 62 miles above the surface of the fucking Earth, right? And then Corbin says, "I love you" to Lilu.
She tells him he has to say it.
Yeah, you have to say it. And then they kiss, and then she fires a laser out of her mouth.
Yeah, then he's got a fucking Mia Jovovich gun.
And it kills the scary planet 62 miles above the Earth's surface, I guess. So now we got a new moon, which is very much going to fuck things up and will absolutely hit the Earth much sooner than later.
Yeah. 62 miles is within the gravitational field where things come down.
But very much so, yes.
We got time. We got future technology. They can disintegrate it or something. They'll figure it out.
Sure, whatever. So then
Brian James is on it.
Yeah, we've solved the problem. We go back to the lab where Lilu was first cloned, and the president and Brian James have arrived, and they're talking to the head scientist, who is a fucking great actor that we didn't address in the first part.
No, but you've seen him a lot.
He's really good. He says, "Oh yeah, they were so tired and fucked up when we got here. We stuck him in one of our fucking medical tubes." And we see the tube and it's closed. It's got the cover over it, and he goes over to look at it. And because the president has 20 seconds to do this, he has to congratulate.
Busy.
He has to congratulate a lot of people today.
Oh, he also gets a call from Bruce Willis's mom.
Yes, he gets a call from Bruce Willis's mom. Then the scientist...
He doesn't believe that he's the president because the president is an idiot, and he doesn't sound like an idiot.
Yes. And then the scientist looks in the tube and turns back to the president and is like, they're busy. And we cut to inside the tube, and they be fucking.
They be porking. Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry, I had to bring it back to the old days.
That is absolutely going to show up on the wave.
Yeah.
And we end the movie with them fucking in blue tint and freeze frame. It's like an insane way to end a movie in 1997.
Yeah, it's weird.
It would be it'd be a choice you could easily make in the 1970s. Very weird in 97. Anyway, this movie's fucking great. It's over now.
The credits roll.
Yeah, the credits roll. Would you like to hear a little bit about how this movie did?
Yeah, let's rock it out. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. Okay, so this movie cost something like $90 million. There are a bunch of conflicting sources. And I think
less
honestly,
than Pluto Nash, considerably.
I think they honestly got great value for their money.
Yeah.
This feels easily more than $90 million. Apparently some of the miniatures they made were 20 fucking feet tall.
Wow.
Because they're doing New York at 1/25th scale or something. Yeah. So giant miniatures set. Lots of special effects. I feel like that $90 fucking million went every cent of it went into the movie.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't feel even like the primitive CGI they used in the right spots to where it looked pretty good.
Yeah, there's lots of practical. There's lots of cool practical shit. Apparently, the Mangalores, like the animatronics used in the rubber faces basically, were a year later recycled into the Nemoidians' faces for Star Wars.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
How much of the budget do you think was strictly to silicon? Because there were
assume a huge amount.
So many silicon hats and shirts and
fucking
outfits,
stretchy bikini things with
everybody's
overalls.
clothes. Could double as pot holders. There was a lot of rubberized materials.
There really was. So this movie opened up May 9, 1997, and it was the number one release. It made $17 million first weekend, so that's a good run. I think its total poll was something like $287 million. So it
did all
crushed its budget. Yeah.
Number
2 this weekend, a film called Father's Day, which I believe was a Robin Williams family film.
Huh.
I don't know. It's Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. Oh God, that seems cursed.
Yay. I mean, I like those guys. Why would it be cursed?
I don't know, man. I do not have a high opinion of Billy Crystal outside of very certain contexts.
Really? Why do you got against Billy Crystal?
I don't think Robin Williams' Family Fare was anything to write the fuck home about.
It's like way down. There's like a lot of Father's Day movies.
I believe it.
And okay, this is definitely not it. That is some type of Eastern European film.
A woman cons 2 old boyfriends into searching for her runaway son by convincing both that they are the boy's father.
Huh. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Natasha Kinski, and Bruce Greenwood.
Bruce Greenwood's good.
Anyway. Jared Harris is in that. Interesting. Mark McGrath is in that. What a movie.
Whoa. Okay. I am going to avoid that as much as I love Jared Harris. Number 3 that week, in its second week, Breakdown. A movie that we'll cover on a podcast eventually. Kurt Russell his wife gets kidnapped while he's driving cross country. There's an evil truck driver.
Not his best from what I recall.
I saw that once.
Yeah, I never saw it, but...
Number 4, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Oh.
In its second week, it's only made $7 million at this point. It's going to go on to make 100. Wow. And then the interesting thing about the Austin Powers movies is that the second movie makes more in its opening weekend than the first movie made in its entire theatrical run.
Nice.
Yeah. Number 3, Volcano. I don't remember which one of those volcano movies it was.
So when we were watching this in the theater, we were all going, yeah, baby, to each other, right?
Honestly...
Had it hit the zeitgeist yet?
No, it hadn't. I think the first Austin Powers really picked up once it hit video.
Okay. I can't remember where I first saw it.
I think I saw it on video. I remember just fucking cracking up at that goddamn cart in the hallway. Jesus Christ. There's nothing funnier. There's nothing funnier than that.
They were like the first movie to do the scene where they're naked and like having a conversation, but strategically placed items block like that. I mean, it's a cliche now, but it was really funny at the time. Anyway, enough about Austin fucking Powers.
Yeah. So number 3, Volcano, which I don't remember. Yeah, it was that and real Dante's Peak. I don't remember which one is which. Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Was Volcano the one with Tommy Lee Jones?
I think you're right. I think Dante's Peak was Pierce Brosnan. Yeah.
Who fucking knows?
Okay. So number 6, Liar Liar, Jim Carrey film. This marks
Tommy Lee Jones.
This marks, I think, the last time that I saw Saturday Night Live approximately live, because I think for Liar Liar, I think he was appearing for that on Saturday Night Live, Jim Carrey, where he had the Ride the Snake.
That's a classic.
And that is the last time I watched Saturday Night Live on a Saturday night.
John Hamm was on it last week.
I heard that. 7, Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion. Very funny movie. They're apparently doing a sequel or a series of.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Never watched it, but I know it's beloved.
It's real fun. 8, Anaconda. Number 9, a movie that we might have to cover at some point. Starring a recently lost R.I.P. Val Kilmer, The Saint.
I don't think that's cyberpunk.
I had somebody trying to convince me of that on the Discord. It's a fun movie. It's got heists and disguises, and there's science, right? I don't know.
I've never seen it. I've always kind of avoided it. I don't know why. It didn't look good to me.
It's kind of fun. And I'm going to skip ahead a little ways. I said this is going to appear back in the last episode. Number 13 at the box office, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, 1997 Special Edition.
Oh, nice.
It is in its 15th week.
Holy shit.
In the box office.
We went and saw it the first week, I remember.
We 1000% did.
Also, I think it was Star Wars where it was a classic Josh moment.
I believe that was Empire Strikes Back.
It might have been Empire. Where we were in the very crowded theater. The movie had just started rolling, like the dun 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 dun, dun, dun. The thing started scrolling, and there were some kids like laughing, and Josh just screams, "Shut the fuck up!" And they did.
They absolutely did. Yeah. So, that weekend, Return of the Jedi made $242,000. And number 14 at the box office, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, $76,000. Nice. So,
those movies were lucrative.
They really were. God, and I going through this box office, I was like, I remember seeing Fifth Element in the theater. I don't have a good sense of time or place, but when I saw, we're 15 and 16 weeks into the Star Wars re-release run, like, I know exactly what time this was.
Those re-releases were so exciting, though. Yeah, I remember. They were being so stoked for those.
Goddamn line. Yeah.
Almost as much fun as when the prequel release was fun up until you see it.
Much better payoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, should we rate this?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Fifth Element. We have a very scientific rating system here at High Tech Low Life. We have 5 categories. 4 of them are 1 to 10. 1 of them is 1 to 5. Story, influence, prescience, style, and hand raisers. If you know, you know. First, we're going to do it story, 1 to 10. I think the story of the Fifth Element, though not maybe the most original thing of all time, is interesting enough and well delivered. I think I'll hit it with a 8.
Okay, that is exactly what I was going to go. It's kind of simple. It is laid out really complexly, but at no point do you lose context. Do you lose what's going on? Right?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's a kind of, like I was trying to say earlier, it's a pretty impressive achievement for somebody whittling down 400 pages of absolute fucking nonsense written over 20 years.
Yeah, when you know that, it's actually more impressive, but unfortunately I can't raise the score.
Yeah, it's really an achievement for how dumb it should have been.
Right.
Like, could have been a disaster, but it wasn't.
Influence.
Well, it influenced Pluto Nash.
I think that's pretty undeniable.
I'm not going to curse it with that.
I don't know. I'm sure it's influenced more than that, but I can't really name anything directly.
I assume it has influenced a lot of video games that I haven't played because I don't do video games very much.
It's kind of strange that there hasn't been sequels and like extended universe things for the Fifth Element, because there's Besson said he
had some ideas for like a 4-movie, like basically a 4-movie cycle. After this one came out and was successful, he decided, I think I'll let it stand, I guess was his position.
No,
I'm only going to fuck this up if I go further.
I'm usually into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are too many sequels now, but I'm still kind of surprised because I feel like there's enough material there. I'm going to hit it at a 6.
I'm going to give it a 7 because Ruby Rod influences my life every day.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although maybe that's style.
It definitely is.
Okay.
But it's fine.
So,
you can stick with 7.
5 for whatever we were just talking about.
Influence? I'm not going to delete that.
Okay.
By delete, I mean scratch out with my pen and write a 5 next to it.
Okay. Because we're cyberpunk. We definitely don't use computers for things.
No. Prescience. Not really. It doesn't really apply. I mean, I hope. I mean, I
don't know.
I don't hope for like the police state stuff, but the flying cars and vertical cities would be neat, and being able to
Yeah.
Go on cruises off planet.
Supermodels all over the place.
Supermodels serving
Tricky's
McDonald's fries. Yeah. I'm going to hit it with a 3 because of the police state stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a real fair answer.
I think that could definitely come to pass.
Oh, actually, I'm going to go ahead and go 4 simply because of what I know of the cruise ship industry.
Floating diarrhea barges.
Yes.
Hard pass. Don't ask me to go on a cruise. I'm tired of being told I should do one. I'm never going to do one.
Seems like a nightmare to me.
Plus, plane crash, plane goes down, you're dead on impact. It's fine. It's over fast. Boat goes down, nightmare town. Floating in the sea.
Like a doll's eyes.
Like sharks, fucking drowning, fucking exposure.
Tuna can eat you?
Tuna can eat you?
Yeah, tunas are very large, and they are carnivores.
Now let's see though. Although space cruises, instant death is much more likely. So maybe space cruises I consider. Style.
1,000%. This is a 10.
I can't not say 10, dude. Like 10s are very rare in the style category for us, by the way.
I totally believe it. Like even if literally everything else about this movie had been a 0, style is 10. Like
give what's his name, Jean-Paul, whatever, his flowers.
Yeah.
I remember that as well as you remember Mangalore.
Yeah. Interesting.
Give him his fucking flowers because he pulled it off. Like never has costuming made such an impression on me in a movie as this maybe.
Yeah, I do not this movie was only nominated for 1 Oscar and it was like sound design. I do not know how they didn't give it some sort of costuming,
It deserves it, but on the other hand, it's
nominated.
It's silly and cartoony. Like it's probably not stuff that Academy voters care about.
Yeah, and the Academy fucking sucks. But you'd think with just as much, like if nothing else, the volume might have bled through a little bit and gotten it a nomination. Right?
Yeah, you would think, but
yeah,
maybe I think these days it would, but this was the 90s. They were a lot more
anyway,
edgy.
Fuck the Academy.
Fuck the Academy. Hand raisers. You can fuck them with the hand raiser fist.
I'm gonna go 4.
Oh, really?
It's too goddamn fun. I can pick tons of shit in this movie apart, but it adds up to so much more than its constituent parts are, and its constituent parts are fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4.75. I don't know what's keeping me from giving it the perfect score. It's something I feel like it's not quite there.
I think that is a very defensible position. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't argue with you much if you had called this a 5.
I almost did.
And it's fucking, man, this movie pops. What are you gonna do about it?
Maybe it's a hair too long. Maybe some of the fight action scenes could have been cut.
Yeah. I was when I was watching through it the second time, I was trying to think, okay, what could I cut out of this movie? And there's kind of a lot of stuff that you could cut out of the movie, but it's all like 2-second chunks.
That's my fucking problem when I edit this every week.
Yeah, it's stop being on Bruce Willis's face for 2 fewer seconds. There's no scenes that you could pull out cleanly and not miss. I mean, it's a really impressive movie, even though I don't know, it's fucking great, dude. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, I agree. We're done. We did it.
Okay, we're done. We did it. We love you.
Well, we gotta sign off. We're not that.
We
done.
do. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Shit.
No, it's not that. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be easy.
Oh, okay.
We do it every week, Josh.
Oh, all right.
Keep it together. KIT.
Right. KIT. Keep it together.
Oh,
maybe that's the movie we should do next week.
No.
Not cyberpunk at all.
The movie we are doing this next week is a little movie you probably haven't heard of called Screamers.
Insert your sounder here.
Beep, 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 beep. Dick alert. Dick alert. Yes, Dick alert. We're doing another Philip K. Dick story adaptation. Screamers. It's from the 80s. It's got RoboCop in it.
Nope, absolutely not. It is from the 1990s.
From the 90s. It's got RoboCop in it. It's probably going to be bad, but maybe it's good. We don't know.
Yeah, I saw this movie in the 90s when it came out. I do not remember thinking of it very fondly, but we'll find out, I guess.
Also, it's definitely more of techno horror than cyberpunk, but you know what? We spent a lot of time on the William Gibson book.
We did. And I don't know, maybe this is going to be the last Philip K. Dick thing we cover.
I doubt that. Yeah. Also, we watched this movie on Patreon. It's probably out by this point. This movie being Fifth Element. So if you want to watch it with us, you can do that by subscribing to our Patreon, patreon.com/hightechlowlife. You can also send us an email, hightechlowlifepodcast@gmail.com, and you can find us on Bluesky. We're there. We like to interact. Skeet at us, and we'll skeet at you.
Skeet.
We'll just be skeeting all over the place.
Just skeet like motherfuckers.
As God intended. As Ruby Rod was doing on that plane.
Yes, he was. And that leads me to my quote to close this out.
Ooh, good. Nice.
I don't want one position. I want all positions.
All right. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
This has been the High Tech Low Life podcast. Find us on Blue Sky at High Tech Low Life. Email us at hightechlowlifepodcast@gmail.com and find us on Patreon at patreon.com/hightechlowlife. Theme music by Nihilor at nihilor.com. Thank you for listening.
Keep it moving. Come on, what are you waiting on? They're trashing our rights, man! They're trashing the fluid data! They're trashing! Everybody, hide the planet! Shut up and get in the car!